Hi everyone, it's Laura here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video I'm going to show you how to create your own glitter cardstock and how to use it on a quick and easy Christmas card. I started off my card by cutting some dark blue cardstock to an A2 size using the largest die in the Lawn Fawn large stitched rectangle stackable dies. And then I took the My Favorite Things Ho 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 Dynamics. I secured it to my panel using some Heavy Doodle memo tape and I ran everything through my die cutting machine. I saved all the die cut pieces and I put them aside, and you will see later on why. I then moved on to my custom glitter paper. I took a piece of white cardstock and I coated it very generously with my Versamark ink. You can see I am applying the pad directly onto the paper. After that, I took the clear sparkle embossing powder by Wow and I coated the entire panel with the powder. I funneled the excess back in the jar and then I used my heat gun to heat set the powder. I made sure that the heat gun was nice and hot before bringing it to the paper, and I used my EK Success reverse tweezers to hold the cardstock so that I don't burn my fingers. And then, to get an even fuller coverage, I added the second layer of embossing powder. Something you want to pay attention to is that the embossing powder has cooled off completely before you go ahead and apply your ink pad directly onto the paper again, because otherwise you might risk transfer of embossing powder and glitter to your pad, but if you are careful about this, you will have no problems. And I think that this is a really fun technique to create your custom super sparkly cardstock, and the possibilities are really endless. You could use colored glitter embossing powder, or you can use clear embossing powder over colored cardstock, or even over ink blended cardstock. It is super customizable and the results are so pretty. Once the second layer of embossing powder was nice and set, I adhered the glitter cardstock panel on my card base. This is a top folding A2 card that I created out of white cardstock, and the cardstock is cut at 4 1/4 by 11 inches and scored at 5 1/2 inches. Once my glitter cardstock was in place, I glued down the front panel too using some 1/4 inch score tape, and then I pulled out those die cuts that I had set aside at the very beginning and I used them to glue the inside portions of each O in the Ho 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 sentiment, so that basically the die cut words will be a guide for me for the positioning of the smaller die cuts. I used Nuvo Deluxe adhesive and my EK Success reverse tweezers to position everything correctly, and then I moved on to my images. The focal image for this card will be this adorable Santa. This is from the My Favorite Things Jingle All the Way stamp set, and this was just the perfect stamp set for today's project. I stamped him with My Favorite Things Black Licorice Hybrid ink, and I'm coloring him with my Spectrum Noir markers. In today's videos I will not put too much focus on the coloring, so I decided to speed up this part more than I usually do, but if you want to see me color a little bit more slowly, you can slow down the video using the settings on YouTube. But basically I used traditional colors to color in my image, and I'm adding the shading as if the light is coming directly straight on. So the darkest areas are the ones on the sides and also a little bit on the bottom part of the image. On my blog you will find a color combination chart where I will share all the markers that I used to color my images today, and you will also find the list of all the products that I used with links to stores when you can find them, so make sure to follow the link in the description box down below to find all this information. And if you want, you can pin my color combination charts for your reference so that you have them all in one place. Off camera, I also stamped and colored 3 Christmas bubbles from the Happy Holidays stamp set, also by My Favorite Things. I fussy cut all the images with my EK Success Cutter B scissors and arranged them on my card front before I went ahead and I glued them down with my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive. I used my T-square ruler and a memento pen to draw strings for the bubbles so that they don't look as if they are just floating around. I added some white highlights with my white Jelly Roll pen and also some sparkle to the bubbles with the Spectrum Noir clear overlay pen. And then, because I felt that the bottom right portion of the card was a little bit empty, I balanced off the design by adding this presents image from the My Favorite Things Jingle All the Way stamp set, and also for a little bit of extra sparkle and dimension, I coated the bubbles with Nuvo Drops in White Blizzard. I left my Nuvo Drops to dry overnight, and here you can see the final result. I just love all the sparkle on this card, it is so festive, and the pops of red against the blue background make those images really stand out. And that's it for today. If you guys enjoyed this video, please let me know in the comments below, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. You can visit my blog for the full list of supplies, and I'll catch you guys soon with the next one. Ciao!